Coach Smart talked about, the approach getting ready for this Orange Bowl and having the same routine. Just what have you seen from this team? How you guys have been preparing for this bowl game and just the efforts these last few weeks?
The same way as every other week, everybody attacking practice and basically not looking at it as just trying to go out there and have another opportunity to finish the year all right.
I know some of these freshmen, I've only been here a couple of days, but it's only taken a couple of days sometimes. Any of these guys flashed automatically, some of these early enrollees?
It's kind of tough to see right now because they just got thrown out in the fire. So I think them going through the spring, you'll be able to see it a little bit more.
Tykee, what has the mood been like in those workouts? I remember talking to you right after the Alabama game. You looked like you were ready to go out and play another game that night. Has it been that chomping at the bit opportunity for these guys to want to play again together?
No, yeah, definitely. So the workouts, everybody been, like I said, everybody been attacking the workouts in practice, the same as any in-season game. So it ain't really no difference.
Just wondering how a guy like you who has NFL aspirations, could you come back if you wanted to, and are you still making those kind of decisions?
So I ain't really been focused on that right now. I've been trying to just take it one day at a time and kind of live with my feet right now.
How do you go about it? I mean, you just don't think about that.
Just focus on the bowl game right now and then kind of go from there after that.
Yeah, Tykee, I'm just curious. They've had several opt-outs, particularly at the wide receiver position. How do you go about preparing for an offensive unit that you don't really know what you're going to get?
So I'm pretty on tape. They got some guys. They got different guys that's going to be stepping up now on tape that played. So we're looking at like any other game, still preparing the same. And like I said, the other guys that they got experience because they played throughout the season.
You say you're approaching it like any other game. Is it hard to get motivated, though, and it's not a playoff game? I mean, that's what you guys were going through these last 2 years. And do you think are you planning to watch the playoff games, or are you just focused on your own team?
No, we like I said, we preparing like like it's any game. So if it was a playoff game or regular bowl game, we're going the same way. And then I definitely plan on watching the bowl game.
On the topic of opt-outs, obviously Florida State having some. Why do you think it is that y'all haven't had any?
The connection. People trying to play for one another, playing with something bigger than themselves, and trying to represent the G if it's their last time wearing it or not, or deciding to come back. So I think that's the biggest reason.
Being that you're someone yourself who has gone through that transfer process, did any of the guys that have entered the transfer portal or anyone that is considering come to you for advice or ask suggestions in terms of how to handle it and the way to go about that process?
No, nobody came to me to advice, but wish those guys the best at with their future and with their future plans.
Oscar, Coach Smart talked about some of the guys that are already here in December, these freshmen. Just what advice would you give any of those guys, regardless of position, because it kind of sounds like they're getting thrown into the fire?
Yeah, I mean, just come out there and just work as hard as you can and just go 100% every play. I mean, you kind of just get out here early to kind of get a feel for it. I mean, you're not really learning anything yet, and just getting a feel what it's like to go against these older guys, these bigger guys. Just really just go as hard as you can.
Just wondering if you could describe what these last couple of weeks have been like. Obviously, the coaches are busy recruiting. A ton of your teammates have gone into the portal. It just feels like such a transitive time. Just what's that like as an athlete, a guy that's in the locker room with all these guys with all the changes going on?
Yeah, I mean, we've been treating it just how we treat every week. I mean, we were preparing the same way that we prepared for Ohio State last year. So they got that kind of whole schedule that they go for, or that we go off of for the bowl games and the weeks before, and we've been kind of following that same thing. So I mean, it's just been a normal week for us, just preparing for another game.
Yeah, just wondering what your impressions are of Jaden and Colton, not necessarily even seeing them in practice yet, but just from what you know about them as recruits and how excited they are to come to Georgia.
Yeah, I'm excited to have them here. They're big, physical tight ends, and they're going to fit in well in our room. I know they're excited to get here and excited to get to work. They're playmakers, so it's going to be fun getting to see them work in the off season and just kind of helping them out.
If If I recall correctly, you were one of those guys that came and did bowl practices after signing. How big was that for you, just to get your feet wet before your freshman year?
Yeah, I mean it's huge. I mean it's exciting. You're really eager to get up here once you kind of make that decision on where you're going, and it's fun to get up here, get around some of the older guys, and really just get a feel for what it's like and how different it is from high school, and just kind of get that sneak peek of what you're about to get into.
What are you already noticing about Ryan Puglisi and especially the way he kind of carries himself? I know it's just his first few days here and everything, but kind of what are you seeing from him?
Yeah, I mean he's a great kid from what I've seen. Super nice kid. Likes talking to people. He's going to fit in well here, and just from what I've seen out there, I mean he looks like a great quarterback. I'm excited that he's here, and I'm really happy to have him here.
Oscar, just how big do you feel like it is for this team that Carson is coming back and that you guys know that you're going to have him going into next year?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. I mean, you guys saw what he did this year, and I think with a year under his belt, he's going to be even – I can't even describe how good he's going to be next year. So it's exciting to kind of have him stay, and just know that we're going to have him on offense again and have that leader in our program and our team. So I'm excited to have him back.
I was going to ask the same thing, Oscar, and I was going to ask if there was I don't know, surge or change when you hear Carson's going to play in the bowl game and he's coming back. I mean, did it add a little bit of excitement, a little bit of a jolt, so you guys kind of know the future now? I suppose you thought, but would you say that generated a little bit of momentum hearing that announcement and hearing him say that?
I mean, I think everyone was excited. I think we kind of had a good feel for what was going to happen, but I mean, just to hear him say it and have him want to come back, and he knows we got some unfinished business next year, and I think it's going to kind of have a chip on his shoulder and everyone else, and it's going to be exciting to have him back.
Yeah, Oscar, we always talk about the physical differences between high school football and college. I'm curious if you could speak to the overwhelming differences in like the high school playbook versus what you might have been intaking here.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing that I took off it was every play here and in college is like multiple different plays. In high school, you got one play, one chalkboard route, and you're running that no matter what. Here, one route can mean you're running 4 different things based off different coverages and different leverages. So just a lot faster, a lot more thinking involved, processing before every play. Just takes practice.
Whenever you said you had some of you guys had a feel that Carson was going to come back, was he like dropping any kind of hints what he was going to do, or just kind of how could you kind of tell that?
I mean, he wasn't dropping hints, but I mean, he didn't give us any reason to think that he wasn't coming back. I mean, he kind of gave us all the impression that he was going to be here, and just kind of talking about our schedule next year and just what we're going to be doing, and I think we were just kind of expecting it.
Do you guys feel like you have something to prove in this game to finish the year well, or do you look at it kind of like, there's been like a dozen guys that have transferred out, you have newcomers here with early enrollees, and it's kind of like its own game, a standalone situation?
I mean, definitely we got something to prove. They're a great team, 13-0. I mean, this win will send our senior class out as the winningest senior class in the history of Georgia football. So, I mean, that's huge. Send those guys out the right way. They deserve it. And, I mean, I think it's just a springboard for next year. I mean, let people know that we're still going to be here, and we still got a lot under our belt.
Yes, I don't think we've talked to you since the schedule reveal. I mean, was that something that you were tuned into? And, I guess outsiders, we see games in Tuscaloosa and Austin, and we say, oh, my gosh, that looks – like such a difficult path, but yet when I think Brock Bowers was one of the guys who was so disappointed you didn't play Oklahoma, did those sort of games excite you, and were you tuned in to watch that schedule reveal?
Yeah, I mean, I was excited. I mean, I would much rather go play those big games and those exciting games. That's just how I am. I think that's how our team's wired. I mean, I think we get fired up for those big games and excited and really locked in. I think we play good against those big teams. I think everyone wants the schedule that we have next year, and we're all excited for it.
Follow up on that motivation you talked about with this bowl game. What have these practices been like? What's sort of the energy that you've seen to this point in bowl practice?
Yeah, I mean, just like we always practice. I mean, they've been physical, fast practices, and I mean, everyone's kind of still working on their craft, perfecting plays, perfecting their technique, and we just want to make sure we send those seniors out the right way.
How's your new backup quarterback with Brock now going to Kentucky?
You saying with Gunner? Yeah. Oh, man, my roommate for the past 2 years, love the kid. He's going to be a great player here. I'm excited for him. I mean, he's a dog.
Did you have a welcome to being a starting offensive tackle moment this year? A moment where something happened, you're like, all right, this is kind of what it takes to be a starting offensive tackle.
Honestly, I'll say against Auburn, that was my first away game. You know, playing in the SEC in a big stadium like Jordan-Hare. A lot of people say it's kind of difficult to play in there, and I experienced that on the first drive, and I've been able to hit a snap and stuff. So just little stuff like that, just the stuff you hear about from the older guys that you actually get to experience. So that was my moment for sure.
Ernest, I don't know if you remember, I had a chance to talk to you at St. John Bosco, feels like forever ago, 3 years ago. I think back then Ohio State was on your radar, and so much has changed. If you could reflect back to that guy in high school that I spoke to before your senior year and now, what's been some of the biggest changes you'd say in yourself as a football player and even as a young man?
I would say definitely maturing and just the kind of living off the DNA traits here with, you know, connection, toughness, resiliency, and composure, all that stuff kind of finds a way to pop up in your everyday life. So, though I've just been living off those 4 traits in all aspects of my life. So it's been making everything a lot more easier since those days at Bosco.
Yeah, Ernest, we got a chance to talk to Coach Smart a little bit earlier. He mentioned you enrolling, I believe, at around 355 pounds, and by the time you took your first reps in the spring, you were down to 320 pounds. So about 35 pounds of weight loss. I'm curious, how'd you lose all that weight, and what is your advice to some of the young guys that might have to go through the same trek?
Well, I definitely knew in high school that I was going to have to drop that weight if I knew I wanted to be a player that I wanted to be. So my biggest thing was just substituting, you know, no full sugar Powerades, no sodas, all that stuff, just drinking strictly water. I walk around with a gallon. And it's a way you can get your calories. You just got to be more efficient with your calories. So I would still have my night snack, but my night snack would be a Nutri-Grain bar and like an almond milk instead of like milk and cookies. So it was just little stuff like that that helped me just stay on that path and that track, and the weight just fell off fast and I knew it.
Everybody's been saying there's the same sort of feeling going into this as there were the last couple of years with a playoff looming ahead. Do you find that? Is it at all difficult to get motivated for this when you obviously this team has played bigger games the last couple of years, and the disappointment y'all had coming off of Alabama?
Well, it's definitely not the ideal situation, but when I'm looking at guys like Cedric Van Pran, Xavier Truss, Marcus Rosenme, and knowing that we can send them off as the most winningest class in Georgia history, that sparks a fire, and I'm pretty sure everybody on this team. So just playing for that to give us a purpose to play for, and definitely got a spark.
Ernest, looking over this season, where do you feel like you've improved the most with your game?
I would say, honestly, communication. That was one of the biggest things, just being out there, communicating, echoing calls. Sometimes you see something, got to get it all the way down to say it. So I would say that's one of the biggest things about being an offensive lineman is really communication, echoing everything and all the calls, making sure everybody's on the same page. So I would say communication is one of the things I tried to improve myself on throughout the year.
Hey, Ernest, Oscar was here a second ago. Asked about Carson Beck, coming back. You said a lot of the guys had kind of a feeling that was going to be the case. I wonder if you had any examples of maybe you perhaps knowing he was coming back, just how big was it, what kind of a lift was it for the rest of the offense, rest of the team when he made it official he's coming back for next year?
Oh, it's good. We got chemistry. That's my quarterback, and, I'm the tackle, so my job is to protect him. So I know his tendencies in the pocket and everything, so it was good to just be comfortable and know we still got everything rolling going into next year.
You mentioned a couple of those seniors and the chance to get them to the winningest class. Florida State's had some opt-outs. Y'all haven't. What do you think the reasoning behind that is?
Honestly, I don't really pay too much attention to that. We just prepare to play whoever's out there, so we're really just looking forward to playing everybody in Florida State.
Kirby talked about asked about signing so many players from out of state today and in past years that they go for the best players. As one of those people from way out of state, what was your experience? When did Georgia first get on your radar, and why Georgia? Why go all that way?
As far as why I wanted to come here,
Yeah.
Well, I feel it's a pipeline, especially in my position. When they had offered me my sophomore year of high school, they sent Andrew Thomas and Isaiah Wilson in the first round. So if I want to do this and take this serious for myself, then that's the place to be at. Sure.
quick question before I get to my real question. What kind of cookies and Powerade do you like?
Powerade, I like the white cherry, 0 sugar, and then the Nutri-Grain bars, I like the strawberry and the apple cinnamon. The apple cinnamon slept on a little bit, I feel like.
What did you learn going against a guy like Dallas Turner and some of the other good pass rushers this year about your own game?
Well, this is what you come to a school like this for. I knew that coming here, I wanted to compete, play the best, and I feel like I got an opportunity to do that this year. And it brings the best out yourself when you play against elite level guys like that every given Saturday.
There's always a lot of drama involved with recruiting, and this year was no different. I'm just wondering, as a player already here, do you follow it? Do you keep up with it? Did you follow how things went with these guys, and what did you think about how Georgia did?
Honestly, not really. I just wait for the guys to get here and roll with who we got.
Yeah, you came in the same class as Gunnar Stockton. He's been elevated to the backup quarterback role. What have you seen from him as he's developed, not just in this backup role, but in his time at Georgia so far?
Gunnar, I like Gunnar. He stays level-headed, and, as a quarterback, you got to take over and lead, and I feel like he does well with that. So, I like Gunnar, so I'm happy for him to see that he's getting better, just like everybody else we got.
You talked about that development and learning opportunities going up against some of the edge rushers. Where do you feel like you still have to grow?
Well, I feel like nobody's perfect, so I like to improve my game in all aspects. So back to the come board, day one, just working on everything, trying to improve at everything.
Ernest, what have these bowl practices been like? Just what's sort of the energy been like getting ready for the Orange Bowl?
Oh, yeah, they've had a lot of juice, just flying around, having fun, making sure we bring the energy and juice to practice because, like we said, we're trying to send the seniors out the right way. So we that out. Personally speaking, like as a younger guy, I feel like I can only do right by sending them out right because when I first got here, they was the ones that was helping me, showing me the ropes. So I feel that it's only right for me to send them out the right way.
Yeah, Ernest, I think I saw an SEC story clip of Coach Smart talking to you and mentioning some of the effort clips that he had maybe shown you about Broderick Jones. What are some of the effort improvement areas or things that he's used to motivate you outside of just like normal coaching?
Oh, well, definitely playing offensive line. A lot of offensive linemen aren't really running up and down the field like that. So especially on certain plays, that's coming to a school like this that has a full playbook that gives you plays to show off your athleticism. So when they do, take full advantage of it. So basically on the plays where, getting on the safety or getting on the corner or whatever, just get there as fast as you can and show people what you can do.
Ernest, there's been a few plays this year where you've been able to get out and hit a defensive back and make a few highlights. Just what are those moments like for you getting on a guy when you've got such a big size advantage, being able to take him out of the play?
Well, my dad used to tell me all the time when I was a young kid playing football, you don't run for no reason, especially as a lineman. So if I'm going to run all the way over there, it got to be for a reason. Thank you.
Ernest Fox, you mentioned your dad did play offensive line. What's it like, have a dad like that? Obviously, he critiques your game pretty well.
Oh, well, definitely my pops was always on me. Felt like how Coach Smart is now since I was in second grade. So it's a good thing just to know just complacency was one of the biggest things that he taught me. Never get complacent, always work to get better. So it was an advantage definitely to have my pops play the exact same position that I did. Good question. Yes, sir.